Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, welcome back. This pick a card reading will be random messages. So from left to right, you have pile 1 and pile 2. So you have the World, the 7 of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, and the King of Pentacles. So it feels like your luck is changing, especially within your finances. So this is mainly about something that you stopped doing. Once you go back to this, you're going to be able to watch this flourish all the way to the King of Pentacles. So you already have the knowledge and the skill behind something. All you need to do is get back to it. Some of you may need to brush up on your skills. You may be a little rusty, but I feel like most of you already have the foundation down pat. So you're able to pick back up on something like you never left. This could also be something that you've been working on for a while, but you have not seen it grow past the 7 of Pentacles. You've been stuck in the same place, or you've been watching something accumulate the same amount of funds, or you've been seeing the same outcome, even though you're putting in a lot of work. But something here changes. You realize that there's a different way of doing something, or you find a different method, and it gives you a completely different outcome, which will be the King of Pentacles. I also feel like now is a better time to start this. So maybe you stopped around late last year or early this year, but now the energy is different. It's the perfect time to start something, or it's the perfect time to get back to doing something that you enjoy doing. I also feel like whatever this is, you are needed, you are wanted, you are missed. People need you here, they need your support, they need your knowledge. But I definitely feel like this is something that you'll be greatly rewarded for, because you decided to believe in yourself again and start to invest in yourself. And for others of you, this could be your environment. Once you reevaluate what's not working for you and you release those unnecessary things, then you'll be able to see the change. You'll be able to see yourself stepping into this King of Pentacles energy. But either way, this is very positive for you. So you have the 8 of Swords, the Magician, the 4 of Cups, and the Ace of Cups. I do feel like for most of you, you simply needed to take a break, because there's something about this environment, or something about like the way you were going about something, that wasn't going to get you what you're trying to manifest. I feel like the solution, like I said before, is you simply reevaluating what's around you, who's doing what, who's bringing what to the table. Some of you could be seeing a lot of changes happening around October. In January and October, those 2 months could be very significant for you. The 21st could be significant as well. I do feel like you're about to see an opportunity that's been in front of you the entire time. It never left. It was never missed. It seems like your environment was crowded and you had a lot of, like I said before, unnecessary things around you, unnecessary people around you. But once you realize this, you're going to go towards it, and it's going to bring you a lot of fulfillment. Emotionally, financially, you're going to feel very stable, very secure. And there's also a need for you to really focus and be consistent and continue to gain more knowledge along your path, because I feel like there's somebody here that may try to block this from you, or they're going to try to hinder you or delay you in some type of way. So if you have new ideas and new plans to execute something, then for the most part, try to keep it to yourself and just put your head down and work. It seems like you have like a better way or a better plan to something, but you have somebody around you that may be opposed to it. And some of you may be wondering why you can't work with people. Why is it difficult for you to find groups of people to collab with and create with? But I feel like it's because you're meant to do this by yourself. You're meant to reach this King of Pentacles. It seems like if you're in a space with different people and you're trying to input your perspective, or you're trying to give your own plans, your own ideas, it seems like it gets overshadowed. Some of you may not have as much experience as others. You may not have the credentials, but you're still able to create something. You still have the knowledge, you have the talent, you have the skill. So I would just say be mindful of the group of people that you may try to work with, or just people in general when it comes to you creating something. If they're not going to be supportive, if they're not going to help, then don't waste your time trying to force connections. Let your work be your credit. Let your work be your reference. Let your talent be your reference. So you have the Queen of Swords, you have the Justice here, and you have the 6 of Cups. So some of you may notice like a pattern, or you may notice like something keeps happening over and over again. this is not a coincidence. Especially if you're wondering, like, every time you're trying to do something or you're trying to express something, there's always some type of blockage or some type of interruption. Just know it's not a coincidence. I feel like for most of you, you can flourish doing something alone, or at least if you're going to reach out to people for some type of advice or support, just make sure that you still take your own thoughts and opinions into consideration. Make sure you don't make a complete decision based off of somebody else, especially when you know for sure and you feel strongly about your own perspective of something. So you may start to feel like it's you against the world, but it's not. I feel like this type of situation isn't meant to make you feel like you are against the world or against the people. You are for the people. You are who the people look to. You are who the people aspire to be. So you're meant to stand alone to inspire. You're meant to stand alone to show people that they can do it themselves as well. It's not to make you feel like everybody's out to get you or nobody believes in you. You are the catalyst. You are the pioneer. You take the center stage. You stand out on the battlefield alone. You stand out on the front line alone. And it's meant to show people that they are just as strong. They can be just as strong as you are. And I feel like these type of situations are making you stronger. It's making you have tough skin. So it feels like this opportunity turns into a very tough lesson, but you're able to get through it. You're able to overcome this. And it feels like you have a lot of responsibility on your plate as well once you do step into this energy, because you jump from the Seven of Pentacles to the King. Some of you could be going viral and getting a lot of attention, and you have a lot of eyes on you, a lot of people who are depending on you. And I feel like this is what you asked for, but it comes in such a grand way you're not expecting it to be so much more. Maybe you asked to be stable. Maybe you asked to have more freedom, and you receive that times 10, times 20. So it's a lot, but it's something that you can take care of, and it's something that you can handle. So you're being trusted with this type of power, with this type of authority. I feel like the universe is giving you tough love. Tough love in the sense of you receiving a lot of no's, you receiving a lot of declines and a lot of unfortunate leaves, but then you still reach this King of Pentacles, but then you still become successful alone. So ultimately you realize you were meant to go down this path, because success for you is you being able to do it by yourself. You being able to conquer all of those insecurities, all of those challenges and obstacles by yourself. I feel like this is something that would be good for you. Actually, it'll be great for you, because it's going to really show you how strong you are. It's going to really teach you how to listen to yourself more, especially when it comes to making life-altering decisions. So you have the Page of Pentacles here, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Fool. So I feel like because you made the decision to continue to move forward on your own, even though the journey was very difficult, you're still going to be opening up more for yourself, opening up more opportunities. I see you walking through many different doors where you're able to invest in multiple ventures. I feel like you're going to have a lot of people reaching out to you, a lot of people who want to work with you, a lot of people who want to know your secret and how did you do this, how did you do that, how did you maintain. There's a lot of trust that people are putting into you simply because you chose to persevere despite whoever tried to block your destination. Some of you could be teachers, or you could be thinking about teaching some type of course, but there's a lot of ways that you can make a very honest living. You choosing to go down this path is going to present to you an opportunity where you can have multiple sources of income. These are all creative endeavors that you love to pursue, or you've always wanted to pursue. So essentially, I feel like you start off trying to figure out why something isn't taking off. You make the necessary changes, and then you end up receiving this King of Pentacles due to your hard work and your dedication. Now you're at this king, you can invest in multiple things. So the journey for you starts off very difficult. You may have many days where you feel like giving up, but because you stuck it through, you end up making something easier for yourself. Once you reach the king, you feel like you can do anything. You feel like you can invest in anything. And you also have people that are looking at you and they listen to your story and it inspires them to do the same. I feel like you'll have people that want to pay good money to hear. I feel like you have people that will pay good money to hear your advice, to hear what you have to say. So your hard work and your dedication and your struggles, none of that is happening in vain. the outcome for you is you being an inspiration, you being able to lead the people, guide the people. And you have a lot of people who feel like they can do it too. Instead of trying to get a handout or get some type of sponsor or get someone to help them or support them, instead of them waiting around for somebody to invest in them, they choose to invest in themselves. I do feel like a lot of information can be common knowledge, but there are still many people that are waiting for someone to do it for them, waiting for someone to acknowledge them, waiting for somebody to say, hey, you did it, or hey, you were the first, here's your credit, here's this, here's that. But you are showing people that it's not just a saying, you can actually make it happen. So you have the Seven of Swords here and the Four of Pentacles. I feel like your success is going to cause like major issues within a lot of companies, a lot of businesses, because you do something in a very honest and true way. You're not being sneaky about it. You're not trying to lie or finesse people or whatever the case may be. You are very solid and you have a track record. You have a paper trail. It shows that you actually put in the work. You have documents, you have certificates, you have degrees, you have the work. You have a very credible track record that shows that you were able to do this on your own. And I also feel like you being your authentic self is exposing a lot of people as well, exposing a lot of liars, a lot of people who aren't genuine when it comes to their business or when it comes to whatever they put their name on. I feel like you'll also have somebody who tries to come to you with some type of idea, or they're trying to sell you something, but it's not as much as they make it seem. There's somebody here that wants you to pay top dollar for something, and they want to make it seem like it'll be a great investment, but it's actually something that only benefits them. It's only going to profit them in the end. So they may try to sell you an item and tell you that this is worth millions of dollars, so you should pay $1 million, and in the next couple years it'll be worth billions. But this is honestly not true. This is something that is just another scam. Some of you, this could be that energy I was getting before in the clarifiers with the first spread. But I feel like whoever this person is, or whatever they try to do, whether they're able to get away with it or not, it does not change anything that's happening for you. I feel like whatever your name is on, whatever you are connected to, is going to double up. It's going to be very valuable because you're valuable. So I feel like whatever their intentions are, it just doesn't alter anything in your life. It just makes them feel crazy because it doesn't change. It doesn't change your life, or it doesn't change your credibility like this person thought it would. Yeah, you have the Devil here and the Three of Swords. This could be the same people that you tried to work with at one point in time. You wanted to collab with them and they didn't want to collab with you. This could even be like a job that you wanted to work for, or a company you wanted to buy, but they didn't want to invest in you, or they didn't believe in your ideas. So they're trying to do this because they're hurt. So they may send somebody in, somebody that you don't know, work for them. But like I said, regardless, it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't change what you have going on in front of you. This just feels like somebody who is honestly very salty because they didn't invest in you earlier on in your career, or earlier on when you were trying to get something off the ground. And this is the energy that you'll be dealing with because you have succeeded so much in life. You're going to be dealing with a lot of people trying to play games, trying to get over on you. And it's simply because they're salty. You have the Empress, the Hierophant, Four of Wands, and the Emperor. I feel like your energy here is very beautiful. I feel like ultimately you'll be in a very, very happy position in life, very satisfied with yourself, with your decisions. This could be something that's going to transpire in the next 3 to 5 years. I also feel like you are giving back to a lot of people as well, not only with your knowledge and your wisdom, but you're also helping out your community. You're doing a lot of good deeds. So there's a lot of trust within you. Like I said before, a lot of people who can vouch for your credibility, even if they haven't worked for you or with you, or even if they don't know you personally. You're a very genuine person, especially to be in this Emperor position, this Hierophant position. So I feel like because you made that initial decision to pick back up on something, and you're able to create this generational wealth, and then you start to really move in an authentic way. You continue to be authentic even though you're making a lot of money, even though your status has upgraded, you are still genuine. And you have some of these businesses that feel like now they have to do the right thing, or now they have to try to do damage control because of you. So that's why they're trying to find a way to sabotage your situation so they don't have to do the right thing. But it feels like you have a solid team around you. As long as you are continuing to do fact checks, as long as you are doing background checks, just make sure that you are solid. Make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's. Just keep yourself covered. This is an immense amount of success. This is a lot of growth, and definitely a lot of responsibility with it as well. But it all starts because you went back to something with the Seven of Pentacles. You decided to believe in something that people didn't believe would grow. So your reading reminds me of the poem that Tupac wrote, "The Rose That Grew Through Concrete." Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law wrong, it learned to walk without having feet. Funny, it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. So I feel like that poem could really motivate you to start. Even at the Seven of Pentacles, you still were able to become this emperor. You were still able to obtain so much. So whatever it is that you really want to do, and you may have put it on the back burner and you're thinking about it over and over and over again, day in and day out, most definitely get back to that, because it's meant for you to pursue. And I would say definitely go read that poem, "The Rose That Grew from Concrete," written by Tupac. So that's your reading, pile 1. If it resonates, please like, comments, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my community tab. And until then, I'll talk to you soon. So you have the Six of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the Two of Pentacles. I feel like most of you will be receiving a return in your investment, especially if this is a home of yours or even a place of work, something that you invested your time and energy into, and your money, you're going to be getting a return in that. I also feel like you're going to be receiving some type of support, a lot of financial support. A lot of people are patronizing you, and I feel like this is enough for you to start saving your money. This could be from your job. You could be receiving a lot of tips. There's a lot of support here from different people. I feel like this is also because you're working really hard. You're putting in a lot of work into something. You could be working on multiple projects. And if some of you applied for some jobs, you could be getting accepted at multiple jobs. So you could be juggling a lot of things right now. You could be saving up your money a lot sooner than usual to get ready for the holidays. Some of you, this could be your birthday as well. I feel like others of you may be worried about something being taken away from you, but wherever you reside, you can get comfortable there. As long as you are taking care of your business, you're taking care of your bills, you're good. You may feel like something's going to go wrong because everything is going right now. Everything is kind of falling into place. So you could be expecting the worst, but I feel like right now you can relax. So you have the Knight of Cups, the Four of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So I definitely feel like there's something here that you are stressing about, but there's no reason for you to stress. There's no reason for you to worry about this. This is going to be a continuous payout. Like, you're going to continue to receive something. You could be worried about a job you're working at. There's something here about your finances that you are very fixated on. You could feel like something's going to fall apart, or you're going to lose your job, or you're not going to continue to make as much money, but you will. This is going to be a consistent deposit for you. And some of you could be working from home as well. But I feel like you shouldn't worry yourself so much because you already have enough on your plate, or you're already very busy. So just allow yourself to accept what's happening right now. Allow yourself to enjoy what you are receiving right now. Enjoy the moment. I also feel like you may have a boss that's watching you put in a lot of work, and they could want to offer you more hours. They could also want to offer you more pay, so you get a promotion. You're also saving up a lot of money, so your finances look really good right now. I feel like some of you are just overthinking, and it's understandable, but you're good. So you have the Ten of Wands here, the Queen of Wands, and the Three of Swords. So if you are investing in multiple career paths, there's one of these things that are going to take off for you. You're going to have to release something in the process of receiving this new opportunity. So you can have a choice between two different jobs. You're working these two jobs and you are balancing out very well, but I feel like you're going to get an offer from another job. This could be a new job that's offering you like double the pay. So instead of working these two jobs and hustling and stressing out, you can simply cut that down to this one job that's paying you double the amount, plus tips. So whatever you're worrying about, your money, your job, your home, all of your worries, that's about to come to an end. This could also be like a management position. This could be you working right next to the manager or working right next to the owner. And this person may be prepping to leave, so they're looking for someone who can take over the business or someone who can own. But you definitely have a lot of eyes on you, especially in regards to you being able to run a business or you being able to be in charge of something. But you may have to walk away from some type of career path that you've been investing in for a long time. And it's maybe a long time coming for you to finally start receiving the pay you deserved a long time ago. So it's kind of like you end up walking away from that, but you step right into something that you deserve. You step right into a company that will value you, value your hard work, value what you have to say, and they take your opinions and your word into consideration. So you have the King of Pentacles here, the Hangman, and the Five of Pentacles. You may have some messages in pile 1. So yeah, your hard work, it finally comes to an end. You're able to see the rewards from all of your hard work. I feel like you are the definition of work hard, play hard. So you're not necessarily focused on trying to relax and chill out and just spend all of your money. You're really focused on working super duper hard to receive what you deserve. And I feel like it's more so the thought of you being able to relax. So I don't think you just want to make a whole bunch of money and then just never work again. I feel like it's more so you want to pursue something that you love and you want to make a honest living from it so that you don't have to stress about bills or worry about living from check to check. It's more so being comfortable and sure that you have what you need to take care of your responsibilities. But something here definitely has to go. And it will be heartbreaking for you, but it's for the better. I feel like you also notice like a different energy, like there's a shift here within your energy. You notice that something is a different environment from what you're used to. So you're still having to invest, you're still having to save up your money, but you notice how your lifestyle is different. People speak to you differently once you get into this Queen of Pentacles energy. This could be an internship for some of you, but you make like a drastic change, but it's not easy. Like you have to put in a lot of work to get there. You have the Page of Cups here and you have the Eight of Swords. So I feel like there's somebody here that feels like you are a newbie, but you're actually a prodigy. Like they don't know how talented you are, how you are extremely intelligent, how you are a fast learner, you are efficient. So something that took someone else years to do or years to understand is only going to take you like a couple days, a couple weeks, maybe even a month max. And you're able to get everything down packed. You know everything like the back of your hand. You could also have like photographic memory, like you're very, very skilled. And this could also be that Three of Swords energy where somebody feels like something was owed to them, but you receive it. Some of you, this could be like a family member, somebody around you that feels upset because you received something at a younger age than they did. Somebody could be in their 40s and 50s. A few of you, they could be in their 60s, but somebody here received something when they were like a lot older versus you received it at a younger age. And they feel like it's not fair that you got it so quickly or so soon. But whoever this person is, they don't see like how much work you put into something, how much you're dedicated to this job or this skill or whatever this is that you're doing. But I feel like there's some type of competition here. Not necessarily you looking at others as competition, but more so you going against your other colleagues or you going up against someone who's about to lose their position. What you don't know, like what's being discussed behind your back with your bosses and people that are in that higher position, they're saying that you blew this whole competition out of the water. Like you were significantly greater. You performed the best. Like if there was a bar, if there was a limit, if there was a level, you're at level 100 and everyone else is at level 10 maybe. But you did an outstanding job. You have an outstanding performance. You have an outstanding resume. So this is what the people around you don't really know. And I feel like it's something that you don't show or you don't have to explain. You just do your job. That's really it. You just put in the work. So whoever this person is, they feel like you're new, you don't know as much, or you just got here. I feel like because you're simply listening, even though they're telling you something you already know, like you're not combative, you're not like trying to make it seem like you know everything. You're still listening. You're still, taking people's words into consideration, but they feel like they're teaching you something, but you already know. It's mainly because you're not really responding to what they're saying. If they tell you, hey, you should do this instead, you already know that. but you respond, oh, thank you. And they think like, yeah, I'm teaching pile 2 how to do their job. Whole time you were doing it anyway. So it's really funny because you appear like you're this Page of Cups, but you're not. You're actually the Queen of Wands. You're the King of Pentacles. Some of you could look very young for your age. This could be also the way that you dress. Your style could be very youthful. Your spirit is very youthful, but you are extremely mature. But it seems like you're open to advice, you're open to any type of feedback, any critique, you're always willing to learn. So you have that mindset of someone who is thirsty for knowledge, hungry for expansion. So people make that assumption that you don't know, you're naive. Yeah, the 8 of Wands here and the 3 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like they just didn't expect for this to come towards you, but this entire time, like, wherever you're working at, whatever you're doing, you're being noticed by a lot of people. And I feel like it's something that you're not focused on, and that's why you're able to continue to do what you need to do. You're not fixated on how something is going to be perceived. You're just being consistent. You go to work, you do your job. You're not worried about if the boss is going to give you a pat on the back or a cookie or a golden star. And you have other people around you that are very, very fixated on trying to receive something. They want to receive credit for doing the bare minimum. And you're not worried about that. And that's why you end up receiving so much more. And you're honestly enjoying yourself. You're working hard, but you love what you do. So that also shows within your work as well. I was hearing an office siren, but I'm thinking more so just about your style. You showing up as someone who dresses very well. So you could show up to work with your hair done, your makeup done, haircut, suit and tie, dress, heels, dress shoes, whatever. And you have people like, why are they trying so hard? But this is you. Like, you're not trying hard. This is how you show up. You want to make sure you present yourself. Not only that, but you enjoy dressing up. You feel better when you carry yourself that way. So you're doing this for you. You're not doing this for anybody's attention or anybody's approval or whatever the case may be. And that's how you're reaching this success. You have the 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. So some of you could have been doing this for years, and this is your entire journey. This is your career journey. This could be your life journey. You are currently, these last 4 cards I pulled, this is where you're at. So the rest of these spreads could be your past energy when you first debuted within your career. But I feel like overall, you're always choosing to do what's best for you. You always choose to prioritize yourself. I feel like you've grown to understand that it doesn't matter what you do, people are going to find something to be upset about. They're going to find a reason to complain or just find problems. But I think it's crazy how this energy feels like it comes full circle, because even though you have people judging you, you have people saying so much about you and your appearance, they ultimately end up loving you. They ultimately end up remembering how you started off within your career and how you're still this Queen of Cups, how you're still showing up this way. Some of you, if you've been doing something for years, the past 20, 30, 40 years, you could have a younger generation that admire you. They want to ask you about tips and tricks, and they want to know about how you were in your youth and how you were when you first started something. How did you persevere through the challenges and the obstacles, and people giving you the side eye, people not wanting to appreciate you or simply show you love or simply respect you. And if you're at the beginning stage of this reading, just keep going, because everything that you're receiving, you truly deserve it. You put in the work, you're consistent, like I said, you're diligent, you're efficient, you're doing what you're supposed to do. And in the end, people are going to remember you and say, oh, this person, they were always showing up like this, and they always smell good, and they always had their stuff together. They always took care of themselves. People really admire you, even the ones who claim they don't, even the ones who have so much to say, but they can't take away from how authentic you are, how hard you work, how intelligent you are, and how amazing you carry yourself. A lot of you could be extremely attractive, and people assume that you don't know something or you're not as skilled, but you actually are. Like I said before, you are a prodigy. You know more than they could ever learn in this lifetime. But I feel like sooner rather than later, you're going to get used to being in this energy. And this could also be why you work so hard, because people make that impression, or people just assume that something comes easy to you, but it doesn't. And even if it did, it is what it is. But your energy is very, very amazing, how you're able to persevere through all of these unnecessary blockages. And even through all of this, you still end this reading with love, self-love, true love, unconditional love. It's very beautiful. So that's your reading pile 2. If it resonates, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my community tab. And until then, I'll talk to you soon.